You ever see a white BMW parked sideways across a fire lane, right at the clubhouse entrance, blocking the whole damn emergency zone? While inside, somebody's actual grandmother is clutching her chest, try to breathe? Yeah, that happened. And let me tell you, the woman who did it, she didn't care. Not one bit. She just wanted to run inside for 5 minutes to complain about the pool temperature, like the world revolved around her comfort and her comfort alone. If you think karma missed her, hang on, because what came next was about as perfect as it gets. All right, picture this: Pinewood Grove Estates, where the grass is always 2 inches high, not a blade out of place, and every house looks like it's trying to win Best in Show at some suburban beauty pageant. The rules? Thicker than a phone book. And Karen Peton, yep, the star of our story, 52, loves hot pink tracksuits, and more obsessed with the HOA than anyone you've ever met. She's made it her personal life's mission to enforce every rule in the book on everybody but herself. Now, around here, folks call her Karen behind her back. Her real name's Linda, but that ship sailed years ago. She's the type who literally measures your grass with a ruler, reports your Christmas lights if they're up one day too long, and once dragged a neighbor to a violation hearing because their trash can was out front for 6 minutes past the allowed time. I wish I was exaggerating. Her BMW? The license plate reads Karen 1. I guess subtlety's overrated. And when HOA meetings roll around, she sits at the front like she's the queen, waving her hands, running her mouth, reminding everyone who's boss. But the kicker is, Karen only thinks the rules are for other people. She's way too important, way too busy to bother with those pesky little regulations. So, here's how the whole circus started. It's a Tuesday afternoon, late May, and the monthly senior luncheon is in full swing at the Pinewood Grove Clubhouse. 30 elderly residents, chicken salad, iced tea, the works. Rose Martinez is there. She's 78, grandmother of 5, lived here for 2 decades, never made a peep of trouble for anybody. Now, right out front, you got a big, bold red curb, 3-0 parking, fire lane, violators will be towed signs. It's drilled into your head from day one here. Don't block the fire lane. That's where the ambulances come through. But Karen? She rolls up at 1:45, sees the regular parking spots are a whopping 50 feet away, and decides her rhinestone sneakers can't handle the trek. So she does what only Karen would do. Pulls up right onto the red curb, parks her BMW diagonal, blocks the whole damn entrance, throws her designer purse on her shoulder, and struts inside like she owns the place. And get this, she's not even there for the lunch. Nope, she's barging in to yell at Robert Shun, the HOA president, because apparently someone's pool umbrella cast a shadow on her property line at 7 in the morning last Thursday. Total emergency, right? She wants an emergency hearing about her neighbor's umbrella shadow. Out in the parking lot, a couple neighbors spot the BMW, just shaking their heads. Nobody wants to start a fight. She's famous for screaming matches that go for half an hour and will file a complaint against anyone who so much as looks at her wrong. But Sarah, lives 3 doors down, mother of 2, doesn't have time for this crap. Snaps a photo, texts it straight to Robert with the caption, "Guess who thinks fire safety doesn't apply to them?" Meanwhile, inside, Karen's pitching a fit, waving her arms, earrings swinging, demanding Robert stop everything for her pool umbrella emergency, completely ignoring that she's barged into a senior event. Robert, who's been putting up with Karen's nonsense for years, tells her as politely as anyone could that shadow complaints aren't exactly emergencies. She needs to submit a form like everybody else. But Karen? Oh, she's not having it. She plants her hands on her hips, flips her platinum blonde bob, and announces to the whole room that as a premium property owner, she deserves immediate attention. And right then, the whole mood shifts. It's 2:23 p.m. on the dot when Rose Martinez, sitting in the back, suddenly clutches her chest. Her face goes pale, breath coming fast and shallow. It's a medical emergency. The room freezes for half a second, then all hell breaks loose. Somebody's calling 911. Someone else grabs the AED. Robert's shouting for everyone to clear the path and make sure the entrance is open for paramedics. The 911 operator asks if the fire lane's clear. Robert's face goes sheet white. He remembers Sarah's text, sprints outside, and sure enough, there's Karen's BMW, blocking the only access point. He runs back in, yelling, "Whose white BMW is blocking the fire lane? We have a medical emergency, and the ambulance can't get through." Karen just stares, arms crossed, complaining about her shadow, then finally realizes he's talking about her. And does she run? Does she drop everything? Nope. She rolls her eyes and goes, "Oh my God, I'll move it in a minute. I'm in the middle of something important." I swear to you, you could hear a pin drop. Robert's jaw hits the floor. There's a woman having a heart attack 15 feet away, an ambulance flying down the street, and Karen's arguing about her right to finish her complaint first. Robert snaps, louder than anyone's ever heard him, "Move your CAR right now." Only then does Karen finally huff and puff her way outside, digging through her endless purse for her keys, muttering about how everyone's being so dramatic. But while she's arguing, Sarah's already called Metro Towing. HOA's got a contract. Fire lane violations get top priority. Marcus, the tow driver, is already on his way. So Karen strolls out, acting like she's shopping at the mall, but as she presses her key fob, she hears the sweetest sound, the beep 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 of Marcus's tow truck backing into the lot. Marcus, who's been towing for 12 years, takes one look at her BMW and doesn't hesitate. His company policy? Fire lane during an emergency. No warning, no discussion. That car is getting towed, period. Karen freaks. "Stop. That's my car. I'm right here." Marcus, cool as ice, just says, "Ma'am, you're illegally parked in a fire lane during an active emergency. I'm authorized to tow immediately." And right then, everyone hears sirens. The ambulance comes flying into the lot, but it can't pull up close. Paramedics have to park 30 feet away and sprint in with all their gear, burning precious seconds. All because of Karen's precious convenience. The lead paramedic, who looks like she's done with entitled people for life, glances at Karen, glances at the tow truck, and says, "Get that vehicle out of the fire lane." Now, Marcus hops back in the truck. Karen's practically jumping up and down, hot pink tracksuit flapping, screaming about lawsuits, swearing she's going to sue the HOA. Sue Marcus, sue anybody with a pulse. But the bylaws are clear. Fire lane, emergency, immediate tow, no consent needed. So Marcus hooks up her beloved BMW, and Karen stands there, mascara running, gold jewelry jangling, melting down for all to see. Meanwhile, everyone from the lunch comes outside. Rose is stabilized, getting loaded into the ambulance, and all the seniors are watching this go down. And, I swear, some of them start clapping as Karen's car is lifted into the air. Old Mr. Thomas, who she once reported for his newspaper box being 2 inches over the property line, shouts, "Karma, baby!" and the whole crowd cheers. Karen's losing it, threatening police, demanding badge numbers, waving her arms like she's flagging down a helicopter. Marcus just hands her the receipt, tells her where the impound lot is, and drives off with her BMW swinging behind the truck. Robert Shun, normally cool as a cucumber, gives Karen a look that could freeze water. You just delayed emergency care for a 78-year-old woman because you couldn't walk 50 feet. The HOA will be reviewing this. Expect a hearing. Karen tries to argue. "I didn't know there was an emergency." But Sarah steps up, phone in hand, and says, "I have time-stamped photos and texts showing your car was there before anything happened. And witnesses heard you refuse to move." That's the moment the dam breaks. Neighbors start sharing all their Karen stories. The time she parked in someone's driveway for a party, the time she took a handicap spot because it was only for a second, the time she hogged 2 spaces at the store to protect her doors. Years of frustration come pouring out, and for once, Karen is the one on the receiving end. The best part? Rose Martinez ended up being okay. Paramedics said it was a severe panic attack, not a heart attack, and she made a full recovery. But her daughter was furious. She filed a formal complaint with the HOA, wrote a letter to the news, even called the fire marshal. The fire marshal showed up, pulled the clubhouse security footage, and fined Karen $500 for blocking emergency access, outside of whatever the HOA decided to do. 3 days later, the board holds an emergency hearing. Karen shows up in a black pantsuit, trying to look sorry. Nobody buys it. They roll the tape. Her car blocking the lane for 18 minutes, text message evidence, witness statements, even Karen's own words. They slam her with a maximum penalty, a $2,000 HOA fine, mandatory community service with the seniors, a written apology to Rose and the community, and 1-year probation. Any more violations, and her case goes to the HOA legal team for possible foreclosure. Karen tried to fight it, hired a lawyer, but the guy saw the evidence and told her not to bother. She ended up paying everything: the fine, the $350 towing fee, her lawyer, and the fire marshal citation. But the real sting? The story went viral on the neighborhood Facebook groups. Suddenly, Karen was the woman who blocked an ambulance because she wouldn't walk 50 feet. Her reputation as the HOA enforcer was toast. People laughed when she reported violations. Oh, you mean like fire lanes? And when she tried to sell her house 6 months later, the listing got trolled so hard she pulled it off the market. And that, my friends, is what happens when you think you're above the rules. The ones meant to keep everyone safe, they exist for a reason. And the second you start thinking you're special, you just become the person everyone's waiting to see get towed. And believe me, sometimes karma doesn't come when you expect it, but it always arrives right on time, with a tow truck, an audience of senior citizens, and a lesson you won't forget. Now, you tell me, was that justice, or was that too much? Have you ever seen karma hit harder? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear your wildest neighborhood stories, and if you think everyone should play by the rules, hit that subscribe button for more HOA drama. Because in Pinewood Grove, nobody stays untouchable forever.